Hello everyone, hope you're doing well and staying safe. This topic is about active immunity. For our new viewers, don't forget to subscribe, like and share to stay updated with every single video we download in our channel. We will discuss in today's video active immunity mechanism and when it is useful. Start with natural infection is the primary way of getting active immunity, where natural infection depends on acquiring the pathogen naturally from person to person, like direct contact, of course according to the type of transmission, or maybe through a specific animal vector, mosquitoes, or bites from animals naturally. Because as you know, there is different ways of transmitting the viruses or bacteria. It depends about the pathogen itself, where it could be through aerosols, respiratory, fecal oral route, such as for example salmonella, it's fecal oral route, or we have the direct contact as EBV virus. EBV virus is a direct contact through also the saliva or getting in touch with the crust that will appear upon having that specific infection. So it depends on the virus nature or bacteria. It's not limited only to viruses. Pathogen nature, it depends how we will get infected with it. The second type of acquiring active immunity or having or developing active immunity is through, as we discussed previously, bite from a specific animal, mosquitoes, transfer for us a lot of pathogens, diseases naturally, or through vaccination. Vaccination we take the attenuated part of the pathogen, which means the pathogenicity and lethality of that pathogen is weakened, or through mRNA kind of vaccines that give us the genetic information about that specific pathogen, where the body will recognize it and develop immunity against it. Kind of vaccines limit the risks of that specific pathogen, because natural infection from direct contact, sometimes the lethality of vaccine outreach your own immunization. If the person isn't immunocompetent, have specific drawbacks in his immunization, it will affect or maybe put his risk of hospitalization. So vaccines are kind of the safe side of having active immunities. Of course, there's some vaccines that do affect the body, but in today's world and scientific progression, vaccines are kind of more safe, because trials and ways of talking about vaccines and talking about the pathogen itself are modern and improved over the years, so it's more safe nowadays than the past. And natural infection from direct to direct kind of contact let you acquire that specific pathogen, and the body will recognize it and build immunity against it. Same for the vaccines, you will acquire that specific pathogen, fragments of the pathogen, so not the whole pathogen, while parts of it, or the genetic information itself, and also your body will recognize it and build immunity against it. Both of them, through vaccination or natural infection, you will build immunity against it and have that future immunity, where if you got reinfected with that specific pathogen. Of course, there's some diseases or some pathogens we don't develop memory cells against it, where they are an exception, but mostly in the majority of times we build memory cells against that specific pathogen, either through natural infection or vaccination. But as I discussed before, it all differs according to the risk of being hospitalized, because it depends from pathogen to pathogen. Hepatitis B, for example, there is a possibility of being dormant and risking your life if you acquired it, of developing cancer in the future. However, the vaccination, pre-immunization against hepatitis B, getting that vaccine in order, if you got infected with hepatitis B, your body will fight it directly and won't have the possibility of being dormant in your body. At this point, for example, vaccination is better than natural infection, but both of them will give you active immunity. So vaccines are used mainly in pandemics that are spreading speedily and they are risking people's life of hospitalization, such as COVID-19, for example. They developed a vaccine within a year because it was devastating. The results of COVID-19 are hospitalization, and the mortality rate was really high and putting population's lives under risk. So vaccine gave the long-term immunity, where if you reinfected with that specific pathogen, because you are vaccinated, that doesn't mean you won't have symptoms in the second infection. However, the contrary, second infection symptoms are more severe maybe, or are recognized because your body have immunity against it. However, in the primary infection, the first time you acquire that specific pathogen, your body don't know that pathogen, and still the immunity will take about 7 to 15 days. So vaccine, that doesn't mean you won't have symptoms. Wrapping up the whole idea that vaccines are one of the primary means of precautions that will give you pre-immunization, boost your body upon acquiring that specific pathogen, and protecting yourself from any kind of risks in acquiring that specific pathogen. And by this, we will end today's topic. Hope you make it clear and simple. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for more amazing videos.